In a quiet Yoruba village where the sun kissed the earth gently, life moved at a simple rhythm. Among the children of the village was Damilola, a 16-year-old girl whose eyes carried the fire of dreams. Each day she sat in her village class, eager to learn. Her teacher, Mr. Akinwale, often said, "This girl is destined for greatness." But at home, her father, Pa Ajani, sat in silence, his heart heavy with debts that threatened his pride. Her mother, Mama Damilola, roasted corn by the roadside, her face lined with years of struggle and worry. One evening, Chief Olalekan, a wealthy man, arrived at the compound with gifts of palm wine, wrappers, and yams. The elders gathered quickly. Their laughter and approval filled the air. To them, fortune had finally come. Damilola listened from behind the wall, felt her heart sink. Fear gripped her like a cold hand. That night, Mama Damilola cried quietly by the fire, whispering, "If only things were different." In her small room, Damilola hugged her school books as though holding on to the only future she believed in. The next morning, she walked to school swollen with swollen eyes, the weight of her sorrow too heavy to hide. Under a mango tree, she poured out her heart to her best friend, Shadi, who gripped her hands firmly. "Your life is more than this," Shadi said. But rumor had already spread. In class, students whispered, mocking her with giggles and pity. Teacher Akinwale noticed the change. He stood by the doorway, his face clouded with worry, but powerless against family decision. Meanwhile, in her father's compound, preparation for the bride price ceremony grew louder. Yam pounding, laughter, music. That night, the moon cast a pale light over the village, as though she too was watching in sorrow. Shade slipped quietly into Damilola's room, carrying a small bag. Her whisper was urgent. "It is now or never." Together, the two girls walked down a bush path, the moon guiding their steps. Behind them, the sound of drums and elations from the compound carried through the night, celebrating a bride who was no longer there. By dawn, their feet were blistered. They reached a dusty roadside, exhausted but determined. A rickety Molue bus rumbled past, raising clouds of dust while they hid nervously in the bushes. When they finally reached town, The market overwhelmed them, women shouting, traders haggling, goats wandering freely. Hungry and tired, they were approached by a kind older woman in Iro and Baba who offered them food and water. Soon, Damilola found work as a house girl in the city, sweeping compounds with weary hands, but her eyes still burning with hope. Days turned into weeks. She washed plates, fetched water, and endured the weight of hard labor. But at night, in a small, dimly lit room, Damilola returned to her books, reading by the faint glow of a kerosene lamp. Her hands ached, but she wrote in her notebook, her mind painting pictures of the life she still longed for. From her tiny window, the city light of Ibadan glimmered in the distance, a reminder that the world was bigger than her struggles. And so she stood, staring at those lights, a faint smile on her face. Her journey was uncertain, her battles far from over, but one truth was clear: her choice was hers, and her dreams still lived.